Hello guys, it's the Fly for Doctor. So if you've watched part 1, welcome to part 2. In this part I'm going to talk about some tips of how to achieve that work-life harmony, work-life integration. If you've watched part 1, you will know what my beliefs are on that work-life balance situation. So stick with me, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Welcome, and let's get into work-life integration tips, tricks, and things to avoid. All right, so tips to getting this great work-life balance or work-life harmony or work-life integration. My number one tip is to get help. I always tell my husband and I tell everyone else, no one is an island. You cannot do everything by yourself. You are not great at everything. No matter how much I like to think that I am, I know that I'm not great at everything. I know that what I'm honestly lacking in is organization skills. So organization is just not my strong suit. My husband's, he is great at organizing, and so I elicit his help when I need organization of something. Hey, can you help me do this, or can you help me figure out how to do this, or could you help me do, like, it doesn't matter. Also, in taking care of these little ones, we had, for my job people, we used to have a nanny. And most of us have a nanny, or most people here have a nanny, in America at least, even in Nigeria. Most have like childcare, like a nanny or a help or something like that. And that really, really helps a lot, especially as a busy person. If you're working a lot, you're coming home late, because sometimes I'll come home at 8 p.m. I'm not gonna wait till 8 p.m. till they take their evening shower or till they eat dinner, and it's gonna be a lot for just my husband to do it. So we did have help that'll be able to help with things like that, the little cleanings and stuff like that. Alternatively, you can get someone that comes out to the house a few times a month, maybe every week, maybe every other week. Do, if you don't have a mountain load of laundry, do laundry, clean the house, clean out the fridge, scrub the bathrooms, things like that. It does not make you a lazy woman. It does not make you a lazy wife. It doesn't make you a lazy mother. No. So get help when you can. Get help if you can afford it. Go on Craigslist, and sometimes you may be able to get an affordable help on there, because I know with in the times right now, money may not be the greatest assets, or everyone is kind of going through this situation that we have right now. But if that's not an issue, get help. It doesn't make you less of a woman. Get someone that could cook for the week and just stuff it in your freezer. That leaves you with time to spend doing other things that you want to do. Spending time with your partner, spending time with your kids, spending time with your friends. Things like that. That's something. Get help, essentially. All right, as women, I know that a lot of us feel like once we have kids, we've lost our drive. We've lost our passion. We've lost our purpose. Like, the things that used to drive us before is gone. The things that we used to do and we used to love and we used to enjoy because we have time, they're all gone now. Now, this is going to be my advice for that. If you have a list of passionate things that you like to do, a list of things that drive you, a list of things that push you, if you don't have an infant baby and you have maybe a toddler, someone is, about this age, this is my 4-year-old here. But if you don't have a little infant that depends on you as much, or even if you do have an infant that does depend on you and you have help perhaps, or if you have a supportive partner that can help you and assist you and things like that, this is what I would advise. Have a list of your passions. Have a list of the things that you want to do. Have a list of the things that you love to do. Then pick out the one that is of top priority to you, or it's the most important. You can't do everything. You won't do everything. No one does everything. Even the president doesn't do everything. So pick out one that you're most passionate about. Then also pick out the one that you can do while you're still being, a mom. So for instance, if being a mom is what's really driving you at this point, where you don't have time to do anything else, then find one of those passions that you can still do that brings you enjoyment, that you can do in conjunction with being a mom. If you're starting a business and that's the main thing that's driving you, but you still don't want to lose yourself in being a businesswoman or a businessman and being a wife or a husband and other things like that, find that one passion that you can do simultaneously that won't take away from your main job at this time, okay? So that's what I would say. List out all your passions. It doesn't mean that the rest of them are not reasonable. It doesn't mean the rest of them will not be achieved at any point, no. But what that just means is that you are going to prioritize helping with organizations so you can at least do something that makes you happy, that makes you feel fulfilled. So that'll be my advice if you feel lost, if you feel like you're not doing the things that you used to do because now you have a family, or now you have a business, or now you just have other things that are just occupying your time. Make a list, pick out the one that's most important to you that you can do in conjunction with the other things that are taking your time, and get to work. Another tip that I'll give you to have a good work-life integration or work-life harmony or work-life balance is have a schedule. See, we've lost one. You think this life is easy, huh? All right, it's have a schedule. So what do I mean by have a schedule? It doesn't have to be rigid where at 7 a.m. you wake up. I have met people, mentors, who they have a strict regimen, and the kids know exactly what is going to be happening at whatever time. Like the family, everyone is in on the schedule. So if you're going to have a strict schedule, it's going to take every member of your family it's going to take every member of your family to be involved with it and agree with it. So the leaders of your family are going to have to come together and then decide that this is going to work for everyone, and everyone's going to have to stick to it. For a schedule to work, everyone has to stick to it. And so if you have a schedule, it just gets rid of the headache. So that if you have a million things to do, you know that this is what I'm going to try to do approximately at this time. Again, don't put too much stress on yourself. Give yourself a little wiggle room. You know, as women, as moms, as wives, as businesswomen, we need to be more empathetic towards ourselves. We are doing a lot. We are the damn deal, okay? Like, we are doing a lot and we're great at it. So give yourself some wiggle room. If you don't get to their soccer practice at 4 p.m., it's okay. If you get there 4 or 5, if you get there 4:10 or 4:15, I mean, give yourself a little wiggle room. Give yourself some time. Be empathetic towards your hard work, towards your effort. You know, just be compassionate towards yourself. But a schedule is a great way to keep things in track so that you are not just discombobulated and just running all over the place. And that'll just give you more stress, more headache, increased cortisol release, just get weight gain, and just a whole bunch of stressful things, headache, high blood pressure. Like, we don't need that. We don't. So give yourself a schedule, even if it's a rough schedule. Within this hour, I'll do this, or between 9 a.m. and noon, these are the things I need to accomplish. And then list them in order of priority so that if you don't accomplish the least one, you're not as burnt or as bitter about it. Now, with relationships, because in this life balance, in the life part of things, life will include relationships with your kids, relationships with your spouse or your partner, relationships with your friends, your family members, and things like that. I think that one of the main things that I am trying to learn as well is communication. With my spouse, it's, you know, talking to him and letting him know. And I won't really exactly say I have been the best at it, even though I know that that's what is needed. And I realize times when I communicate more and I tell him what I need and I speak my mind, things are better because then he knows what it is that I need, and vice versa. When I can at least explain to him, like, hey, this is what I need. Hey, could you shower the kids while I clean the kitchen? Instead of just being mad that he's in the office all day, well, I have to shower the kids, I have to exercise, I have to clean the kitchen, I have to do this, I have to do that. You know, if I just open my mouth, talk to him, open your mouth and say, hey, babe, could you do this, please, while I do this? You know, delegation of tasks. All right, come give me a hug.
All right. When you call it, you
All right, a little intermittent break there. All right, so communication. I think in this time when you're busy, when you're overwhelmed, it's like, even if it's a short text, hey, to a friend, hey, you crossed my mind, I was just checking on you, hope all is going well, sorry I've been a little, no, you don't even have to say sorry, you just be like, I've been a little busy, but just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. You know, that would really touch a friend or touch a family member or something like that. And again, I'm talking to myself because honestly, I don't do it as often as I need to do it. And I can imagine if I did it much more often, I would feel at least, okay, I've reached out, and at some point when I have time, we can have a more extended conversation and even catch up and things like that. So communication is key. Relationships are hard, marriages are hard. Communication, I think, will really help, and doing little things that will make your spouse or your partner happy, to just kind of make things, ease the tension, ease the stress. There are ups and downs in every relationship, but if we can keep the downs as little as possible, then it makes for a happy relationship. A big thing that I would say that could really help with this work-life integration, work-life harmony, or work-life balance is letting go of negative people, of negative situations, letting it go. I recently sort of cut somebody off of my life, and they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything bad to me. Well, I wouldn't say they didn't do anything bad on purpose, but each time there was a conversation, there was a sense of uneasiness in me. There was a sense of negativity. There was a sense of just not happy. And so after, years, I had a conversation with one of my best friends, and I said, this is I just don't know how I'm gonna move on and how to move forward. Like the hard part for me was they didn't really do anything particularly at that time. So they didn't say, hey, AG, you are something, or they didn't curse me out, or they didn't steal my money, or they didn't steal my man, or hurt my kids. They didn't do any of those things. But there was just not, I don't know, my heart, I just didn't feel a sense of peace. You need to guard your peace. It is so priceless. YOLO, okay? You only live once. You cannot afford to lose your peace by the presence of someone else or being in a situation that steals your peace. You need to guard that thing jealously. Guard it, guard it, guard it. So, if there are people in your life, if there are situations in your life that are causing negativity, that are stressing you out, even without you knowing it, or you know it but you're just like, well, it's not that bad, you may need to really evaluate it and see, do you really need to have this person in your life? For me, I have a hard time letting go of things. I have a hard time letting go of people. I have a hard time letting go of stuff. I just have a hard time letting go. I literally listened today to Stephen Furtick. He's one of the pastors I listen to on YouTube. And today, one of the topics was letting go. Like just letting go and, just letting go. And especially if you're a control freak, just letting go. So it was really hard for me, especially just like this person has been in my life for a long, long time, almost 10 years. They didn't really do anything at that time to really hurt me, but even though I miss them a little bit, and do I really miss them, or do I just miss, I don't know, it's like I had to ask myself those questions. And one of the things is like, oh, if I let this person go, perhaps they're gonna feel bad and things like that. You're probably right, but your feelings, your emotions, and your peace is so paramount to your general well-being, to your mental well-being, to your physical well-being. If you're stressing unknowingly and someone is stressing you out, or a situation or a relationship or a commitment or some sort of deal is stressing you out, you are stressed out, and that could pour into the rest of your life, ergo ruining this little harmony or balance or integration that you're trying to have. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is let go of negative situations or negative people or people who just drain your peace or just drain your happiness and just drain your goodness. Just let it go. Okay, another one that I think is very important, especially in this time and this day. Please do not be jealous or do not envy those that you see on social media. Honey, I'm not gonna say that we're all faking it, but we're all hustling, okay? Like, we are all just like going through the motion. You never know what someone else is going through. Whatever you see on Instagram, whatever you see on Facebook, whatever you see on Twitter, whatever you see on Skype, is it Skype? No, what's the other one? Snapchat, whatever you see on TikTok, That's a highlight reel, okay? That is the best of the best. Occasionally, we may throw in a little sprinkle of reality. No, okay, that didn't come out right. We may throw in a little sprinkle of the down times or the sad times or the frustrated times. We may throw it in there. But for the most part, it's our highlight reel. So if you're looking at somebody else's page or someone else's whatever, and you're like, well, she's doing this, she's doing that. How is she doing a million things? Do you know where it is pinning them? Do you know where part of the shoe is hurting? Do you know what they're going through? Look at this man, Chadwick Boseman. He had cancer for 4 years, terminal, and one morning we wake up, or it was in the evening, we wake up and we hear he's gone. You never know what people are going through. People made fun of that man that he lost a lot of weight. Some people speculated maybe he was doing it for a movie. Some people speculated whatever they speculated, but we never knew what he was going through. We never knew. So you never know. What you know from a person is this much. Okay? This much. Their life is this much. You don't know shit. You don't know anything, except you ask them and they tell you you don't know. So if you compare yourself to other people, my dear, you would cry. You will what? You would cry. So please, live your life. Live your life. Live your life to the fullest extent that you will let yourself live your life. To the glory of God, of course. Don't do things that offend God. But live your life. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't get jealous about others. Just because someone has 5 million things going on and they seem to be excelling in it, you don't know what else they're lacking in. You don't know what the relationship with their kids are like. You don't know what the relationship with their parents are like. You don't know what the relationship with their spouse or their partners or their friends are like. They could be lacking seriously in that. But they show you how they did this business and this deal and they got $100,000 though. And they showed you how they did this and this and this and got this and they were named the board of trustee of blah, blah, blah. But how do they sleep at night? Do they literally sleep in different rooms with their spouse? Do they barely see their kids? Do their kids even know what their favorite color is? Do they even know the favorite food that their kids like? And when was the last time they talked to their parents? So please, guys, please, what can really mess with this balance? A tip is just don't compare. Don't be jealous. Get inspiration. That's not bad. Be inspired, but do not let it bring any negative feeling to your heart. Okay? And one of the final things that I want to talk about is, and I'm talking to myself when I say this, is do not hustle for approval. The only person that you need approval from is yourself and God. So, if you are hustling for approval from your friends, from society, let's even take away your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your friends. Let's push them aside. People, if you are hustling for approval for people who don't even know you, people who don't even care about you, people who will not donate a dime to you if fecal matter hits the roof, you're really doing yourself a disservice, sister, brother, if this applies to you too. This work-life balance, work-life harmony, work-life integration, it's a machinery. Sometimes things break down. There's always going to be a better version of you. There's always going to be a worse version of you. But someone's going to like you. Someone is going to accept you for who you are. Someone is going to pick you out of the lineup for dodgeball. So, don't worry about hustling and saying, I'm not as good as this person, and I see that this person has this much going on for them, and people like them, and they're a people person, so I need to get like them. There's no point in doing that. Know what your goal is. Live for what your goal is. Live for what your passion is. Know who you are. There's a verse in the Bible when Jesus was washing the feet of, the rest of his disciples and things like that. And people were like, excuse me? Why? You're like a leader. You're like Jesus. But he knew who he was. He's Jesus. There's nothing that can take you away from the position of for what it is that God has called you to be. okay? That no one could take that from. He was Jesus. He was the Son of God. He was not going to have a stepbrother, stepsister, or another son of God. He was who he was. Washing the feet of his disciples, caring for people, doing what makes you passionate, doing what you're passionate about, being generous, being friendly, smiling a lot, spending time on people, spending money on people, spending knowledge on people, whatever it is, does not take away from who you are. You are who you are, and your position in Christ, your position in society is solidified. If you're trying to move from this position to the next position, you can do that because you are who you are. There is none like you. No one has a life like you. So whoever it is that you are jealous about or envious or maybe you want to emulate, if you want your life to be like them, again, like I said, take inspiration from them. Listen to them. Those who are mentors, listen to TED Talks, read books, things like that. Take inspiration. And I know it is hard to not feel like, oh man, I wish my life would be like that. Like, oh, I really hope that I could be like that. It is hard. I get it. But don't dwell in it. So take that inspiration and find out, how can I apply this in my life? How can I apply this strategy in my life, in my situation, in my business, in my family, in my relationship? Take inspiration. Take the good, leave the bad. But don't let any negative spirit, any negative talk, any negative situation, any negative thought come into you and just mess you all up. That, I'm telling you, if your mind and your heart is not at rest, it's going to be hard to get this work-life balance, this work-life integration. The reason we want this work-life balance, the reason we work this is so we can be peaceful with ourselves, so we can know and feel that we're doing a great job. But sweetie, you are doing a great job. At whatever level that you are in, you're doing a great job. Do not knock yourself, okay? Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in your parenting skills, believe in your relationship, believe in whatever it is that you're doing, believe in your business, and just keep moving. Believe in yourself. Pray, ask God for what it is that you want, but ultimately just know and believe that everyone is unique and no one is going to do the exact same thing as this other person. No one has a blueprint to life. I'm sorry if the topic may have been clickbaity or maybe had made you believe I was going to give you a blueprint of how to live the great life or this balance and how to be successful at everything. No one is. I mess up at some things. I have a laundry list of things and I would just be walking out and I'll tell my husband, oh, I want to do this. And he's like, yo, you haven't even finished doing this one yet. But then, maybe on my page, maybe on, whatever, anyone who sees it, they'll be like, oh man, you have all these things going on. You must be really great. Honey, we're all just making it. We put a foot in front of the other. A foot in front of the other. Again, the progress principle. If I feel like I've accomplished something in a day, if I've seen all my patients, if I've finished all my notes, if I've cooked food for the week and it's in the freezer, or I buy food for the week and it's in the freezer, the kids are showered and fed, and we may have done some sort of academic activity, I'm okay. So please believe in yourself, trust in yourself. Don't go for, the trend. Don't hustle for approval or anything like that. Just do you. Alright guys, so this is the end. I don't know if I really helped you. I really hope that I did. And if I did, please leave a comment down below. If there's any other tips that I may have missed, if there's something that you wanted to comment about, leave a tip down below or just leave a comment down below. We really appreciate it. Please don't hesitate to subscribe if you really like some of the stuff that I bring to you on this channel. I know today was a little different, but it was just something that was on my heart and I wanted to discuss it because I did have some questions about it. So guys, have a great day, have a great week, have a great year. Hopefully we will see each other coming forward. I wish you guys great health, great love, great peace. And guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I really love doing this and I really love spending time with you guys. Till next time, Wakanda forever. Bye guys, it's the Fly Fit Doctor.